forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that bell notification, and hit that Cash App at the bottom of the page in my bio to continue and support free speech. So how many of you crazy fucking lunatics are still gonna vote for Joe Biden come November? Are you guys out of your fucking mind? You may not like Donald Trump, but everything Donald Trump has done that you may not like or disagree with or call racist, he did prior to getting in office. Ever since he's been in office, he's done nothing but fucking help black people and get our economy going in the right goddamn direction. On the other hand, if you want to go look at creepy Joe Biden, the weird fucker that likes to touch kids and shit, if you want to go look at his record, why don't you see everything he's done since being in office? We're not talking about what he's done prior to being in office. We're talking about what he's done since fucking being there. Let's have a look.
And Joe, who knows her, leaned forward and whispered some encouragement, telling her that she was doing great, that she looked wonderful.
Did his actions...
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact.
And confidence. I've got a lot of thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife, Stephanie.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. Oh, gigantic.
There were moments like this, repeated later during the campaign.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes.
But he never actually marched in the civil rights movement at all. Ultimately, it was accusations of plagiarism in his speeches.
I did not know that was a Robert Kennedy quote. My mistake.
That forced him to drop out of the race.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man. I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
But he did not say that Eastland and others were partners on several of Biden's anti-busing bills. On June 30th, 1977, Biden wrote, "Dear Mr. Chairman, I want you to know that I very much appreciate your help during this week's committee meeting in attempting to bring my anti-busing legislation to a vote." Then in 1978, Biden again asked Eastland to put his anti-busing bill before the full Senate, writing, "Your participation in floor debate would be welcomed." 4 decades later, after building a strong civil rights record, Biden stands by his opposition to busing, arguing it did not address institutional racism. Most busing programs in America were later abandoned, after bringing more hardship than equal opportunity to all students. A Biden spokesman telling CNN,
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents, it doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said, rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society, try to help them, try to change their behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. But we would be absolutely stupid as a society if we didn't recognize the condition that nurtured those folks still exist. And we must deal with that.
You guys see this shit, man? This is the guy that you're gonna vote for? Creepy Joe Biden? With all of his radical, racist, goddamn shit, huh? Wanting little kids to rub his legs and kissing on little girls and rubbing their shoulders and doing all this crazy shit? This is the guy that you are gonna fucking vote for? And not to mention that, but he has fucking dementia. He can't string together 2 sentences or more. But more than all of that stuff, is that Joe Biden is gonna be nothing more than a puppet to the leftist radical mob. Joe Biden isn't going to run the country. People are going to run Joe Biden, and those people are going to be the ones running your country. If you want the United States of America to be a country of law and order, you better not vote for Joe Biden. You better vote for Donald Trump, or else you're going to see your country go to fucking shit. I'll see you soon, man. Stay safe. I'm the Atheist Killer. Until next time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, hit the fucking bell, and go down and please support me. The Cash App down below in the bio. I'll see you soon, man. I'm out. Peace.